My name is Pat Iyer. I'm a legal nurse consultant and testified about the standard of care as a nursing expert witness for over 20 years. In this video, I want to talk about two ways defense strategies are used by attorneys and expert witnesses in medical malpractice cases. A patient has been injured, a suit is threatened or filed, the defense attorney gathers the medical record, incident report, and statements, and then makes some preliminary decisions about the most appropriate defense. He or she contacts an expert witness for a preliminary review. The judgment defense applies to the thought processes of the healthcare provider. In this example, I use the nurse as the provider. A suit is defended based on nursing judgment. Based on the information available at the time, the nurse made a judgment about how to handle the situation. The nurse was not gifted with hindsight. He or she did not know there was going to be a negative outcome. The defense is often used in conjunction with the two schools of thought defense. There were two or more acceptable ways to perform a procedure. The nurse used reasonable judgment in selecting the approach and should not be held liable for the untoward outcome. This defense is effective only if the nurse followed the standard of care. The second defense is to look at how the plaintiff may have contributed or caused the bad outcome. This is called comparative or contributory negligence. The plaintiff, in this case, was 34 years old, developed appendicitis while incarcerated in jail following an arrest for assaulting his employer. His appendix ruptured in jail. The plaintiff suffered pleurisy as a complication. The case went to trial. The plaintiff claimed that the diagnosis and treatment of his appendicitis was delayed due to the actions of the nurse employee in the jail. The defendant claimed that the nurse acted reasonably and that the plaintiff's symptoms were not consistent with appendicitis, partly due to the plaintiff having an appendix in an unusual position. The defendant also argued that the plaintiff contributed to any delay because he lied to the nurse about his condition. The plaintiff admitted this. The jury awarded a defense verdict. The comparative or contributory negligence case involves looking at the actions of the patient to see if he or she caused or contributed to the injury. In some states, if the jury finds the patient was more than 50% at fault for the injury, no money will be awarded. If the jury finds that the patient had some comparative negligence, the award is reduced by the percentage of the liability of the patient. This defense is effective in some situations, such as a mentally competent patient not following the instructions of the nurse, leaving the hospital against medical advice, or tampering with medical equipment. Medical record documentation that described the non-compliance by the patient that contributed to an injury is crucial in helping a defense attorney assert this defense. Learn more about defenses by investing in a copy of my book, Safeguard Your Ambulatory Care Practice. It's designed for doctors, nurses, attorneys, and legal nurse consultants. Go to www.patiyer.com or use the link below to get your copy. Pick up your free ebooks while you're on the site, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment below.